Thanks for the sub.
Let's go, guys. Monday the 23rd. Currently monitoring the dollar index here to see what we're doing in this 15-minute zone. We've come back down. We gapped down slightly, but we've come back down into this 15-minute zone. I want to see if this holds. If we hold this zone, we can potentially push back up into these lows. But if we do tank from here, it's going to be dependent on what we do with cryptos. Bitcoin's just found our second zone for the day and is moving away from it nicely, which is good, putting into a little bit of profit to start with. We did find our 5-minute zone here, clean break of structure, 5-minute zone. We did trickle back up to it, got the wick in for that little 1-to-1 scalp. Show you it on the 1 minute. Got the wick in for the quick 1-to-1 scalp, all of 5 minutes. And now we're moving back down into this zone here. Which we're currently sitting for a 1-to-1. So same situation, guys, same situation. We got the 5-minute Heikin Ashi's break of structure. 5-minute break. Never got back to our zone. Never got any breaks here. We got the 5-minute break on this zone, so we are pushing into it, looking for the 1-to-1. But we have hit this higher time frame area here. So since we've hit that sort of higher time frame area, we do have to be wary of this dropping and taking all of this sell side liquidity. Maybe potentially taking the lows under here before moving back into this zone where it rapidly moved away. So we will have a limit set on that zone as well as this zone down here. So we currently are in our Bitcoin trade, just sitting here for the 1-to-1. We got the nice, we respected the zone, so it's good to see the blue candle coming in. Hopefully we continue through. We've got our stop loss under the low, because if we do break this low here, it is a market reversal. And we will start looking for sells. Obviously it has to be a body close. We know our rules. Just currently monitoring this now. Got our TP set for the 1-to-1. We'll see how we track here on Bitcoin at the moment. But these are our current levels, guys. These are our current levels that we're trading off. If we do move up, I will be looking to, let's clean this out a little bit here. Let's move this out. We've already mitigated this. Put this up as a mitigation zone. You're not a friend in there. Mitigated this earlier in the day. This morning. Got another valid drop zone here, which I'll go through with you, which we're currently monitoring. So like I said, guys, high, low, high. Never got the break through this high with the body, so nothing to trade off. Made the low, swept the liquidity here, made the low, moved up, broke the high with the body, got a body close through the high, came back down, created some inducements, dropped into our zone, which we're trading off at the moment. Still currently trading bullish, but we do have this little break under here. We do have this break under here, so it does make this 5-minute zone valid to trade from. Hence the reason I'm taking my take profit prior to it. Set an alert on it. friend of me. We know that the Asian session usually likes to make its high or its low within the first 2 hours of the day. So we do have the high here at 12.10. If we respect this zone and fall, we can look to continue that during the day. But we will just monitor that at the moment. Currently up in this trade, it's not running super fast on us. It's not looking very bullish. I don't like this 5-minute break that we've had to continue this up. That's it, guys. Let that trade sit for Bitcoin. Ethereum, our zone's on Ethereum, so we have our high zone up here. That's just our extended POI, 15-minute. We really have our high zone up here, which I'd like to take. We've got liquidity built up above here as well. We will show a really nice reaction from that zone. So there will be a limit order set on this when the time comes. We did grab our first this scalp as well, this early morning scalp, which was a touch in to our 1-to-1. Grab that nicely as well. We do have the limit order set down here. We did get the runaway on the 5-minute candles. My only concern at the moment is we are finding the higher time frame point of interest, so we could do an overall pullback here, but I'll keep an eye on it. So these are our current levels on ETH, guys. Always got to be aware of where liquidity is, where imbalance is, large imbalance in the market down here. So the reason why we trade what we see. See, this looks nice as well for a run. So we've got this 5-minute. We've had the same reaction that we're getting on Bitcoin here. Bitcoin's starting to run now. 2.7% in profit. Coming up to a zone. We will look at that. I do like Bitcoin here, guys. I do like this. Wifey, 2 seconds, guys. 2 seconds. Ocean, baby. All good. Back into it. BTC's running. Come on. Take me up to this zone. I'm going to take BTC in a second. Got to follow our rules, guys. Shaved Heikin Ashi candle through the 9 EMA. Close the trade.
Introducing new Sungazer Fruity Beer, brimming with fruity flavour. It's the perfect beer to sip in the sunshine.
We are finding this 1 minute
There are many other things you can gaze at while drinking
POI had a clean break of structure, took all this structure down here, so we have to be careful.
In fact, we
Not careful, but I don't want to lose profits here.
Sungazer Fruity Beer, available in 3 fruity flavours: mango, watermelon,
Already
and
up
raspberry. Tap to
nicely
learn
on
more.
this
18
trade. I'm
plus
thinking
only,
about
drink
closing
responsibly.
this out. Wait for a better zone. What do we see on Doge? We grabbed a nice 1-to-1 on Doge this morning. We grabbed all these off the same zone this morning here, guys. 5-minute zone, bang. It's not a move that we're gonna continue down on, but we pick up our 1-to-1. So even if we're wrong on our analysis, we still win, which is good. But as you can see here, if we want to trade, continue trading, we're broken above that zone now. So let's mark up our points of interest. So we have this 5-minute POI, never came down and hit. Unfortunately, didn't get into that trade. Never hit it. We're getting this clean break structure. This is a nice zone here. Hopefully we continue it for the day in this direction. It'd be nice. Broken this high here. Had the 5-minute break on this. So we know when price comes back down to this zone, it wants to rally away very quickly. So we can see to get a 1-to-1 reaction from there as well. But we do have to be very wary of these unmitigated order blocks. We have an unmitigated order block here. We have an unmitigated order block here. And when they're unmitigated, they can get used as inducement. So we do have to be wary here. I'm not going to set any limit orders on these ones. Bitcoin's finding that low. Ooh, it's starting to push through it. I'd like to see Bitcoin push up into this order block to take the profits. Beautiful reaction from our zone though. Beautiful reaction from the zone. I'm going to close out 50% of my position on Bitcoin here and move stop loss to break even. Stop loss moving to break even. Slightly higher than break even. I'll set my stop loss under this low here. Set the stop there if you can see it, guys. Just I want to secure the profit. Taking 50% off the table, so I've secured that bag, but we just don't want to take this into a loss here if it does drop like it is right now into that zone, which is bar out. Beautiful timing on that take profit. Beautiful timing. See if we hold this 1-minute POI to run back up. If not, we could be shuffling down now. That's why we have to monitor these guys. It's come straight into this 1-minute POI and reacted from it. So yeah, there we go. It's just taking us on that stop loss, on that trailing stop loss. So that was actually really nice. We took 50% up here, and then we've just tapped onto that that trailing stop loss. So beautiful trade there, guys. Beautiful trade. See if we hold or we come and break this zone. What's the dollar doing? Dollar's just sitting. Dollar's sitting here, guys. Looks like we're consolidating a little bit here now. Okay, guys, we've had 4 good trades this morning, so I'll sit back and watch the market for a little bit. I don't want to trade for the sake of trading yet. I'm not going to rush any trades here now, guys. We've hit the quota for the day, so I don't really want to force anything and take any losses just for forced trades. So what we'll do is we'll go through our 3 pairs on the 5 minute, mark up our zones, set alerts. So here on Doge, for example, let's run through what we can see. So we have this completely extended POI, which we will mark up and put a alert on it. 5 minute POI, set your alert. And this will basically give us all our trading zones. I'll drop this in the Discord. Let's clear this out. We do have this 5 minute zone. This did get mitigated with this little wick down. Let's see that used as inducement. I don't like the liquidity under all this, guys. A lot of liquidity sitting here. If I'm going to set any orders, it'll be a limit order on this here, on this last zone, this last drop zone. Took these double bottoms. But we've got alerts set, we'll wait for alerts to get hit. So these are our current zones on Doge. Reasons for them. I had the 5 minute break of structure through here. It's 5 minute break through here, guys. Important to follow the rules here. I believe our Asian lows set in here, guys. I believe this is our low for the Asian session. I believe we'll continue through with this, potentially up to this point of interest up here, this top order block. We don't have anything really holding the market up here. We've broken through this zone. It's on Doge. Just have a look at Bitcoin here for a second. Clean some of this stuff out. So we've cleared all this. We filled that imbalance there. 5 minute break of structure. We had our reaction from our zone, mitigated from our zone. Had our secondary zone, which we're moving up to. There's too much liquidity built up here to be putting limit orders on, guys. I don't really like it. I'm going to clear this out here. Clear all of this out. That's the trade we took. But it has induced these lows. Actually don't mind the look of a limit sell here, guys, from this zone. Probably set my stop above the high over here. we can get that one more push up here. We've had that 5 minute break of structure. There's so much liquidity under here. I feel like if we are going to go higher, we need to grab some liquidity before the market takes it up. That's what I'm looking at. Large imbalances in the market here. And the main thing is it meets our rules. 5 minute push, lower, 5 minute push, didn't get the break, weak high, and we've broken below the most recent low. 5 minute break, we've come down, broken it, induced liquidity. If we push up here, I'm going to monitor this for a sell, guys. See how we're looking on the 1 minute. See if we can get a sweep on some of this liquidity, push up and get a sell from up here somewhere. If I can push the RSI into oversold, overbought. If we can get the signal of the RSI going into overbought and we're up in this zone, it's a signal for a trade. We're in our 5 minute, so we're in our 5 minute zone that's broken structure to the downside. We're tracing up. Our RSI is dipping below the 50 here, and we want our RSI on the 1 minute to go into overs. That gives us our short signal. Then obviously we can have a look for a grey Heikin Ashi shaved candle to get in. Just be patient at the moment here, guys, because I think if this is going to run, it'll run straight through these highs. This is a really nice zone here. Look at when we hit this zone up here. I'll mark it off a bit clearer. When we hit this zone, we had this rapid move down, broke the structure, rapid move, and I feel like we've induced here, created inducements, and we're just slowly moving up to that zone. And this could give us our next fall point. It's just a really nice zone to sell from. So I believe we'll at least get our 1-to-1. It's not a big zone. At least get our limit 1-to-1 from here. I want to put that limit order in, guys. Setting that limit order. 23.11. If you're trading on Binance, it's 23.005. $140,000. 40,000. 23.005.9. 40,000. Got a limit order set up here, guys. Not getting much volatility for a Monday morning action here. Had some nice early trades off this zone up here. One push, two push, and we're sort of slowing on this third push. It's the reason why I'm looking to short here, guys. Just getting that slowing of the pushes up, the Elliott waves. We have had that break of structure here, but we haven't had this overall break, so I'm not convinced. Just currently monitoring. I'm going to put a limit order on this one here as well, guys. I want to get that wick in. We had the move away from the zone. I believe we'll jump down, grab a 1-to-1, and we want to we'll come to these lows. I'd like to see the sweep on these lows before we did jump through this high anyway. So I believe it's a low risk trade. We have had 3 pushes up into the zone. We've mitigated this high, this zone up here. We've broken structure here. I want to come back up and find this order block to then move lower and sweep this liquidity, take these imbalances. So hopefully we get a sweep on these highs here. I'll show you that on the 1 minute in 2 seconds. Let's clear this EMA out for a second, the volume bars. Yeah, so I'd like to get a sweep on sort of this liquidity here. I'd like to get a sweep on this liquidity up into our zone, and then come and take all the, this overall liquidity down here. Bang, all this before we can run any higher. So I'm going to set that limit order now. $25, so 3300. You've always got to ask yourself, guys, where's liquidity? Where is liquidity? So we've burnt all this liquidity to the upside. We've had the 3 pushes up, and we're building up all of this liquidity under here. All these stop loss orders. Might be actually might be able to pull it up actually on the liquidity levels here. What are we on? 5 minute liquidity levels. Yeah, So as you can see, we're building up all these green lines here are stop loss levels for people trading long. So we have a lot more built up here. Another reason I like this sell zone, we've got the liquidity above these highs. I want to purge into that, get our reaction. So I just want to see this liquidity taken here on these highs, move up into this zone, the broke structure, and potentially get all these. That's what we're currently looking for here, guys. As you can see, bang, sweep all that liquidity. We're going to do the same thing eventually here on Bitcoin. I do what I want. Let's get some tunes going, bro. Wants to be a lawyer. Dropping all these plays into the Discord, guys. Bitcoin, Ethereum, and Doge is what we trade. It's all we focus on. Girl, Kilimanjaro. Hey. We are extremely high on the RSI for 5 minute on Doge here, guys. If we can get this 1 minute push down into our 30s, into our oversold zone, I'm going to look for a buy. Hopefully we get into this zone. This will be what it looks like. Potentially take the highs up here, guys. Hopefully run it up. I just don't like the amount of liquidity sitting under all this now. I don't like the amount of liquidity sitting under all this. It's not worth the risk. It's not a high probability trade. If we could come down and clear some of this out. Just accumulating at the moment. Maria. I have that limit set on 800, so like so. Two on BTC.
Baby, I like you. My baby, I die for you. See you. You know,
See you. I like this as well, guys. Rapid move away. 5 minute break of structure. 5 minute break of structure.
Miss Bobby call you back, yeah. Oh, yeah, yeah. You looking like me, oh yeah, oh yeah. You see me be like, I'm not a naughty rider. Let me please you right tonight. Don't make plans tonight, yeah, no. But get it, come to me.
If we hit the take profit here on this, we're obviously, or we take this liquidity, we remove that Bitcoin short order.
Everything being safe again, no. Everything for your jambele, oh jambele, oh yeah. You are not a
Friend of me.
baby, you mean more to me, more to me. You are not a friend of me, no. Baby, you mean more to me, more to me.
I'm gonna front run these alerts here. Do like these zones as well. Very easy to pick up our one-to-ones from these zones, guys. It's just how the market has to move. It's what makes the market move. If we have our clean 5-minute breakage structure, rapid move away, we get into this zone, we need to respect that zone. It's not big trades, it's just simple one-to-ones, but we're winning majority of them. And the other thing is we're letting our winners run as well. If it looks like it's going to run and our Heikin Ashis are staying shaved, we can run it. So some trades might be 1-to-1, some trades might be 1-to-5. If it gets going, it'll be 1-to-20. But we're only ever going to lose that one-to-one ratio. We're only ever going to lose that. So. We don't have any significant news coming out until pretty much midnight on Friday for us. It's the US GDP. Apart from that, we don't have anything that's really too crazy on the market here, guys.
She wants something, she call and check in. You know, I answer when you call and check in. Tell me what's the case, what's the matter? Tell me what's your name, looking fantastic. Dark skin like Panther. Danger how she move, no Panther. Hey, chepe, niña tombong banta ya maybe. You got time into, got time for me to, baby, nice walk or no. I met a girl from the UK.
Back in 2-6.
From the ocean, wavy like ocean, baby. Yeah, you're looking like the ocean. Deep in my pocket like the ocean. Bring out the money from the ATM. Tell your mom from your ATM. Me no back, you go shopping with your ATM. Go lounge with your ATM. The way back, some clothes from your ATM. Wanna go every time you come in, be the one with the bag when you are with your friends now. Oh no no no, girl, up for my key. All you really want is my key. They want me to wipe it. I don't really show nothing but love. Girl, up for my key. All you really
Come on, pick up that Bitcoin order. Let's go, let's go.
Even if Satoshi came back, which I agree. I think it's highly improbable. Like, even if he did, it didn't change anything.
No, and you know, there was an article from Pete Rizzo that looked into when Satoshi left the project, and Satoshi never explicitly stated why he left the project, but based on the tone of the Bitcoin Talk forums when he left the project and kind of some of his last interactions, one could make the argument that Satoshi left the project because Bitcoiners started being toxic towards him. That they were not like,
Thanks
they
for the
were
sub.
pushing back on things he was saying, and like they were not treating him like some kind of benevolent dictator or some god, you know, that the toxicity driving away developers arguably starts with Satoshi Nakamoto himself. And that's why I think that even if he came back and he was like, hey, we're going to do 22 million Bitcoin, the Bitcoiners would tell him to F off, right? There's no doubt in my mind that they would, be like, hey, slay your heroes, screw this guy, what a clown, and, tell him to have fun staying poor and that they're going to sell the fork coin, right? So that's why I love Bitcoin toxicity, by the way. I mean, even if Satoshi came back, that he would have zero power over the network and over the plebs.
Yeah, 100%. And a meme came to mind when you were saying that. You know, the Tom Hanks and the guy like, I'm the captain now.
Yeah.
the Bitcoiner is just like, I'm the captain now. That's so funny. Okay, so Pierre, do you think that it was necessary for? I believe it was necessary for. I believe that it was a net positive. It was a good that Satoshi stepped down, that Satoshi left, right? It's very similar to the founding of the United States.
Waiting to get this Bitcoin trade picked up, guys.
In American history was the fact that after two
Try to
terms,
grab this 1-to-1.
George Washington stepped down, and that set a precedent for really FDR kind of broke the rules, but then they finally codified it, right? Like 2 terms, that's it, right? So I believe that it was a good thing, right? That you took the human being, the I'm glad the anonymity of
It's going to be a very interesting New York,
is, because
London
I
and
think
New
it
York session here, guys. We're just ranging. We're
Of
ranging nicely in
not
the
being about an individual
Asian session here.
or putting an individual on a pedestal.
So we're just doing some little
but
scalps in
about
the
being a
Asian session. But
movement,
if we
about
can
being
sit
this
inside this
thing.
box,
I
I'm
don't
going to
think
look for
any
London
other
to sweep into some of these higher zones.
Shitcoin, they haven't even come close to that. There's always a figure. There's always a person behind the project.
I believe we will get
I
a
think it makes Bitcoin
decent London
very
sweep
unique in that sense.
later on this
How do you
afternoon.
feel about that? How do you feel about Satoshi leaving?
Yeah, I mean, in many regards, it's almost miraculous. you know, I don't know of any other examples of somebody staying pseudonymous on the internet and not getting doxxed. Many have tried, right? But ultimately, there's kind of a paper trail somewhere, and to this day, Satoshi's identity remains a mystery. So, I think it's excellent that he left Bitcoin. The But I think he could have stayed. I don't
I feel like
think
these guys
that,
are talking
again,
about Satoshi like they know
the
who he is.
toxicity is layer 0, and it would have certainly prevented
Which is
Satoshi from
strange.
doing anything that would harm Bitcoin, even if he had stayed and kind of had influence and clout. The
How much time did you spend on manual busy work last year? You know, the repetitive little tasks that.
So I think that you have to do that, but I also have to create a company which is collaborative. I don't think there's a tension between people that want to win, people that want to collaborate, but that's what we're trying to do, desire to do great work, to really push the boundaries from clients, but also a desire to work together, because sometimes, no one person has a monopoly of the ideas.
Where will you be in 5 years?
I think that in 5 years we'll look different and the same. Things will be the same. I think it's our belief in creativity, investments in data and technology, but we'll probably be a slightly bigger business. Today we're 11,000 people in India, 6,000 people in Brazil, 7,000 people in China. I think those numbers will increase. They'll probably increase faster than the number of people that we have here in the UK or in the US. I mean, we're a UK company in a sense, but we're really a global company that's headquartered in the UK. In the UK today is only 12% of our business. No, I don't know that will be wildly different, but I think we'll be bigger in other parts of the world.
Mark, thank you so much for your time today.
Thanks, Francine. Thank you.
And you're one of the most fascinating entrepreneurs because you also started really young. What did you learn? Did you always think that you'd be an entrepreneur?
Probably, yes. I think, which is a bit sad,
From
isn't it?
age, what, 5,
Well,
6?
maybe, I'm not sure. I come from a family of entrepreneurs, so even though I probably can spell the word and still can't occasionally, it's sort of in my blood. But it's really fun starting a business. And fun growing a business. I feel it's a real privilege. And I started my business officially at 18, but I think I knew I wanted to do it very differently from about 15. But I'm sure it's, if you're surrounded by it, it feels very natural. So yes, it's fun.
And it started how? You started by you went to Florence. It was in Italy and you started handbags.
Yeah,
Boring market at the
I
moment.
was actually given a handbag.
No
by my mother when I was
volatility.
about 16, one of her old
So
handbags,
just
and I
pushing
remember
as we knew it
how
would.
made me feel, and I think fashion is fascinating.
Unfortunately,
for the
hasn't tapped
changing,
into any
the
of our zones.
confidence boosting aspects, and the sort of tribal aspects of what fashion does. And so I went at 18 to Florence, knowing that was the home of leather goods, which is what interested me. I just wanted to learn, actually, and be surrounded by craftsmen who, making things is important, and that's going to be very interesting, I think, over the next sort of 10 years. I think the onshoring of craft and manufacturing is going to be fascinating, actually. I watched the offshoring, I literally saw it, and I think we're going to be seeing that coming back to local. We have to. When we're all looking at our objectives in terms of carbon, proximity is going to be key.
Interesting.
Welcome to the world of decentralized finance.
I'm going to take a look right here at regulation.
We are seeing digital currencies under some pressure.
Bloomberg's covering all things crypto. The people.
I want to have some of my money outside of the sovereign.
The
All
transactions.
of a sudden,
This is a simple case of where did the money go?
And the technology.
If people wish to invest in it, they must be prepared to lose their money.
I am still very positive on real utility into this space.
Bloomberg Crypto. Markets countdown in Europe from the financial centers of the world. Bloomberg Markets European Close with Guy Johnson in London and Alex Steele in New York. Real-time numbers, real-time analysis. Weekdays.
I'm gonna jump out of this market soon, guys. I'm gonna come back for the London session. We had our early morning runs. We got our trades in this morning.
In Sydney, 11 a.m. in Hong Kong and Shanghai.
Grabbed our
The top
one-to-ones.
stories this hour. California police say a man who killed 10 people on Saturday night at a ballroom dance club east of Los Angeles has killed himself in a van as officers closed in.
Fuck is wrong
10
with
other
people?
people were wounded in the attack in Monterey Park following a Lunar New Year celebration. Armed officers had surrounded a white van in Torrance, about 50 kilometers from the scene of the massacre, before the suspect shot himself inside the vehicle. China says more than 12,600 people died of COVID-related causes in the week leading up to the Lunar New Year holiday. In a separate Weibo post, a government epidemiologist says about 80% of China's population was infected in the current outbreak. While holiday travel may lead to an uptick in cases, officials say there's very little chance of a second-round outbreak nationwide in the next 2 to 3 months. Incoming New Zealand Prime Minister Chris Heikin says he will prioritise the economy as a recession looms and may drop some of Jacinda Ardern's policies. Hipkins is seeking to win back the political middle ground ahead of an October election, with his Labour government trailing in the opinion polls. He says he's heard the message from some voters that the government is doing too much, too fast. In Australia, economists are split on RBA Governor Philip Lowe's prospects for an extension of his role. 11 of 21 surveyed by Bloomberg say the governor deserves 3 more years at the helm. The rest argue that his policy and communication errors mean he should be replaced, preferably by someone from outside the central bank. Lowe's 7-year term expires in September. The leaders of France and Germany are warning European businesses will need to unleash investments on a massive scale to keep up with US and Chinese firms. The Chancellor and President met in Paris to discuss how the EU should respond to President Biden's Inflation Reduction Act, which the bloc argues does not comply with international rules. Let's take a look at markets. We've got a little bit of weakness in S&P futures. The Nikkei, though, firmly in positive territory, better by 1.1%. Market here in Australia trading pretty flat, has been all day really, and a little weakness in New Zealand as well. And of course, a large number of markets are closed today for Lunar New Year. China, Hong Kong, Singapore, South Korea,
Bitcoin into our zone, guys.
Taiwan and Vietnam all will have no trading today. I'm Paul Allen. This is Bloomberg.
Fuck, there you go. That's why there's no volatility. Pretty much all the Asian countries are not closed trading today. Fuck me.
Shark Tank trailer?
Yeah, that's gonna be fun. That's gonna be fun.
Okay, what was the most surprising thing about it?
How kind Mr. Wonderful actually is. How soft he is.
Handle some of crypto's spiciest, most controversial questions. All right, let's find out. Is crypto for criminals? Am I a criminal? Cryptocurrency is no more inherently tied to criminal activity than any other financial tool or technology. You hear that? You can stop calling the cops now.
Still, seeing a nice reaction from the zone here, guys. Swept liquidity, might come up to sweep this liquidity, maybe this liquidity into the higher zone here. But everything's set, guys, so that trade is on. We'll let it run. Move this over. See if we can find some. Nice reaction from the zone. Come and take all this liquidity under here. Very low. Oh, just turn that down a bit. Jesus Christ. Very low volume in the market at the moment, though, so it is hard to grab any fast moves of any kind. So I might leave this one with you guys and come back for the London session later on. See what the market does. It could be a day off for us today and come back into it for Tuesday. When the market's got a little bit more going on. But we did pick up some nice scalps this morning. I will clean these charts up and chuck them up on the Discord so you've got them. Let's clear this stuff out quickly. Clean this all up. So the 5-minute zones I'm looking at, guys, I like this for a strong limit sell up here. I do believe if we fall through this zone, we can look for some buy opportunities just for the 1-to-1s around these zones here. Potentially a longer hold for this one here. We could run in and out. But we never know. We never know what the market's going to do. So we play by our rules. We let our winners run, and the losers get cut at 1-to-1 every time, guys. So when you're trading Heikin Ashi candles, you can let your trades run. Let your trades run. Follow the shaved candles. Follow the shaved candles. That's what you can do. So these are our current zones. If you want to learn about these zones, how we find these zones, how we trade off these zones, the confirmations we use, whether we set limit orders or we wait for a confirmation on the trade. If you want to learn, you can jump into our Discord, guys. It's all there. We put all our Bitcoin charts up, all our Ethereum and all of our Dodge charts go up there. Weekly market updates. We have our education, so we have all of our sort of our smart money education side of things, mindset, members chat, our trading platform. If you want to join Binance, we are in Australia, and there is tight regulations on joining Binance in Australia. But if you want to jump on there, we have our portfolio. This is our long-term portfolio that we trade, our holding positions. Yeah, guys, you can jump in there. Every morning we put up our levels, and pretty much every morning we're on here trading live anyway, trading from those levels, so you can trade along with us. But I'm going to leave it there for the moment, guys, and I'll drop in the announcements when we're going live again.